All right, good morning. Bobby Lee here from Hurricane Creek Farms. Got a lot of things to do as usual. We may end up titling this video, I'm not entirely sure, but something along the lines of please don't kill the bull, or we just might kill the bull. He's a problem. I'm going to show you here in just a second what he has done this time. Kind of the same thing over and over again, more or less. But anyway, appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate you even more if you're subscribed. I ask you to do that if you haven't, and give the video a thumbs up. But we're going to get after it. All right, so as for why I'm threatening to kill the bull, as we've kind of talked about and battled over the last, I don't know, video or two, he has gotten out again. I think we ended our previous video filming it yesterday. I was talking about he and this cow over here. She's one of our just worst disposition cows, and she checked open. Yeah, now you can see her down there in the barn. Up here in this barn lot, gonna haul them to the sale barn here in 3 more days, Wednesday morning. Well, this morning when I got down here early, it was before daylight to get them fed, I see her, I don't see him, and he is always waiting at the gate wanting to be fed. I walk down here. This is kind of the first time he's gotten out exactly like this, and I pulled it back down a little bit. But he had this panel just completely folded up, pulled it off that post. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, he's just figured out that he is strong enough that he can bend, he can pull the staples out of the post, he can just bend up those wire panels. So again, fortunately she's still in here because she's actually the crazier of the two, the harder one to catch. It's nearly 11 o'clock right now. It's hot. I'm not going to worry with him right now. We'll probably do that this afternoon, probably later on in this video. But she's still caught. First thing I'm going to do is fix that fence before I try to catch him. We'll just cut that section out, grab a piece of another panel plate, replace it with. But before we do any of that, I'm headed over to my brother's place with the tractor. We need to move his feed bin. A couple of months ago, we had shot the video where we were over at his place and transported that feed bin over to his farm. Well, he needs to put it where he wants to permanently keep it. He's just now gotten a bunch of gravel work and dozer work done on getting a driveway in place. So I haven't even seen any of that. I'm eager to see it. And get that bin moved where it's going to at least stay for the next little while, because feed truck is bringing he and I both feed tomorrow. We're about out of feed. He is out of feed, which is good because we wanted that bin empty. But going to head over there with the tractor, get that done. So another thing I need to do today, fuel tank. It's been on the back of this truck, it seems like all summer, because it probably has been. And one of the reasons being, it still had some diesel in it, so I pumped the last little bit of diesel out of there into the tractor. Where it's empty now, we'll get that off the truck, just because, it was never our intention to really leave that on there long term. And I'm about to start driving this truck more, just because taking more feed to the calves, or the stocker calves, not is really just possible to do that with the Jeep. You can only put so much feed in sacks in there. I don't know if I'd mentioned it, but we actually had to have the transmission rebuilt in this truck, and so now that it's running essentially perfectly well, drive it a little more. But yeah, get that tank off there. Head that way. I'm supposed to be over at his place in 14 minutes, and it's about a 35-minute or so drive on a tractor, so I'm not going to make it. So I need to quit talking and get to driving. It's very annoying. I'm still having, every time I run this tractor, if I want air conditioning, to pop the hood, move that screen out of the way where I can see it spinning now. But the little clutch on the front of the compressor still, it won't engage unless you turn it all on and then essentially just kind of tap on it, give it a little kickstart, then it engages and you're good to go. Typically I can even cut the tractor off if I need to, which I'm not gonna. Cut it back on and it'll keep working. It'll come back on from then on down. Something hanging up in there. Called a fella to come look at the tractor a few times. Probably have to call somebody else because he apparently is not interested in working on it, but hitting the road, headed to my brother's place. Like I say, he just to move that grain bin, we need a tractor. Don't have to move it very far. But get over there. The kind of another thing, like a current sort of thing I want to discuss. I think today, this morning, maybe even this afternoon, just trying to look. Hurricane Ida down in the Gulf looks like it's maybe getting ready to make landfall just here later today or for the next couple hours even. And of course, right over here where we are in West Tennessee, hurricane in the Gulf, we always think, okay, kind of gets our antenna up. Are we going to get some rain? Are we potentially going to get a lot of rain? And we are under a flash flood watch. Next, I think starting tomorrow and then over about a 36-hour period or so. But of course, if you've watched my videos lately, we've been very, very dry, especially here locally, like right here. So we like to get a little rain, an inch or two, even 3, as long as it doesn't come on in an hour. But certainly praying for all those people directly in the path down there on the Mississippi and Louisiana coast, and even those a little further inland where they're expecting to get potentially, I'm sure, feet of rain. But they've actually kind of changed that model a little bit as far as where they think it's going to track by the time it gets up to us, and have been lessening the rain chances for us. So I'm like, that just kind of figures. Folks that are going to get, again, absolutely torrential rains south of us and maybe even east of us now. And even we have a hurricane, looks like we could get just devastating rains. We may potentially, they were calling for 2 or 3 inches prediction there at one time, and then now I see they've backed off on our chance and on the predicted totals. But we are careful what we wish for, because just up I-40 from us last weekend, or about 10 days or so ago, in Waverly, they had some deadly flooding, very deadly flooding. So the storm cell just sat right on the top of them. They had 15 plus inches of rain. So give prayers for those people as well, and we don't want to wish for anything like that. But hoping to get a little rain over the next 48, 72 hours or so. And as we turn in, 2 things we notice. One, this drive is really nice, and looks like the neighbor is over there. Actually, some dust coming up over the hill. They say they had shelled the corn. They're actively shelling that corn, but yeah, awesome looking drive. So he wanted to have it, of course, ready for renting a cattle pot, load those calves out here. Less than 3 months, and we got a spot up here. The truck can get turned around, backed up, and where we're gonna put this bin. So see where he wants it exactly and get that put out. They're getting ready to build a barn too, so we got a pad built up for that. I guess eventually they're gonna build a house too. Everybody's aware of how crazy building materials are now, but the flip side of that is real estate market's good, so could probably do pretty well selling our current house. But yeah, we'll get this thing placed where he wants it. Oh yeah, nice big area here, plenty big enough, I guess, to bring the trucks up and around and come back into there, or we'll have his loading chute. But in other news, about 10 minutes ago, the air quit cooling, so I guess I bragged too much about how my old trick was always working at full. So I'm gonna get out and see if that clutch quit turning, or what is the explanation for it getting very warm in here very quickly. All right, so we have air again. The clutch just again wasn't engaged, wasn't turning, so unfortunately, I'm afraid that's going to become a trend where it would run all day long once you got it going again. So definitely going to need to get that looked at, because just over the next month, I plan on probably getting a lot of time sitting in the seat right here. We're going to probably disc up that creek bottom ground, then plant that fescue grass clover mix out there. So it won't be very much fun in September, even October, about a year conditioning trying to do that. Alright, trying to remember just exactly how we did this last time so as to not tear up the bin, but to get it picked up. See if he tells me what we need to do here. Come up. Alright, so now we're going to put a strap on it. Let's see what we got. So the trick here is, yeah, not to bend all that up. It'd almost be nice if we had a board or something we could put in here to keep the spout from getting up against, you know, the frame of the loader. All right, so got a ratchet strap, of course. Yeah, get her on tight. She's not tight. Kind of going up there over that angle iron, around the other side the same way. Got that under there so that when we pick up, keep the forks, you know, from denting in here or anything. And put that round post there. And of course, you got that spout right there. We don't want it to get all bent up or anything. So I don't know, we'll see. So, you only need to pick it up a couple inches off the ground, which will be important in case things kind of gets top heavy, try to turn and set it down real quick. We'll see. So it did not go exactly as we planned, but we got it moved. There was more feed in it, I think, than he realized. And all that feed's on the back side of it. And so every time we would try to pick it up, it was trying to tilt away from us because the way that pelleted feed just doesn't slide down real good. But we got it moved out here. We were going to originally put it right over there. It's out of the way. This will not be its final resting place, most likely, but got it out of the pen. It'll be out of the way of the truck whenever they come in here to load out, and in a good spot where he can get feed delivered even when it's muddy. So and the air conditioner's still working for right now, so we're in pretty good shape. We got that little chore done, not exactly as we had drawn it up, but got it done. Those things are just awkward. They've improved those bins since the original model. Probably primarily being the top, the lid where you load it. You can now open the lid without climbing up top, which is really nice. Definitely nice for the delivery truck drivers when they're delivering the feed. But if I had one thing I would tell co-ops to do, you know, on their next version, if they did have a way where, you know, set up where you could get under it with, you know, pallet forks, essentially, pick it up, move it very easily. So now, back at the house, going to just take some bolt cutters, cut this panel right down through here, discard this section, and then we'll find, we got several other of these panels around that we're not using. Cut one to fit that hole, and that'll be repaired. And then we'll see if we can catch the bull, put him back in here so he can tear it up again. I got that one cut, worked out just the right length. Grab a few staples. Get it secured. Like I said, we'll be ready for him to tear it up again. But assuming we get him caught here in just the next little bit, so I'm gonna have to hold him for about another 2.5 days, and I hope it can do that. They were all kind of lounging over in the tree line right next to the creek. I think go ahead and get them to follow me up. See if we can get him to follow us in there. He should. He's been very accustomed to getting fed in that pen. he is up, so see if he can get him up there. And really probably the bigger question is, will he still be up there on Wednesday morning for us to look? But I'm gonna go ahead and get him back up there. I don't really have to. I'd rather not be out here because I've already checked these cows. I got some heifers that we're keeping, but that I would rather be open at this point, so we're marketing them as open. It's hard if he keeps getting back with them to guarantee that they're open. Impossible to guarantee it at this point. Don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but he is just about to walk in the pen. He is now in there, so I'll let go over here before he runs back out. Should be in pretty good shape for now. Spirited one's there. Let them run out. So he's in here, looks like a dozen or so cows, heifers, whatnot. So we'll let them clean up that feed and then hopefully let all the females out. Keep him in. 501, she's one of my favorite cows. Hey baby, I'm gonna leave you alone. You're already going out. She is a big old cow. We'll see if we can let some of those girls out without letting him out. Oh. You staying, buddy. You are staying. The ladies can leave. You are staying. You get back, son. Well, that works. You just stay in there. Go on, all you girls run on out. That won't really hold him, but keeps him preoccupied long enough to let them out. It will have done its job. All right. I know you'll just put your head down. Hey, son. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we may end up killing him before all this is said and done. I'm gonna put the camera down now so I can get these gates shut before he does tear everything apart and kill me possibly too. Hey, get back, son. Get back. Get back. I know you'd rather be with them. Get back. After I shut that gate right there and kept him from escaping that way, he literally sprinted back to that spot that we just fixed. He's smart. He knew exactly where he needed to go if he wanted to get out. I don't know, I put it at far less than 50-50 that we have him called for the final time. All right, I want to do something a little fun too, because I'm not going to end this video probably until we get them loaded and we're on the way to the sale barn on Wednesday. And so I want everybody to pause it after I ask this question. Pause it and answer this question below. Do you think I'll have to catch him again between now and Wednesday? So I guess, or do you think he'll get out? So say, yes, I think he's going to get out again, or no, I think he'll stay caught until it's time to haul him to the sale barn. And comment that below. Pause right now, comment below. If you do think that we're gonna have to catch him, or if he's going to get out, comment whether or not you think we will then successfully catch him to get him on the trailer in time to haul him to the sale Wednesday morning. So it's been just over 24 hours since we posed the question of whether or not the bull would remain pinned up. And so far, so good. Which I believe the question was, would he remain pinned until Wednesday when we load him up? And it's just now Monday night. So just about exactly 36 hours more to go before we'll know the answer to that question. But that was the good news for the day. The bad news is that Hurricane Ida has been a total dud as far as we're concerned. Definitely don't want to minimize the damage and destruction it has done south of us and is now doing, I guess, east of us. But we were really hoping to get a little rain out of it like we had been discussing, and we're gonna walk over here and look at the gauge. but it's gonna be depressing. That is, like, we can call that a 10th. Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and dump that out. Like 3 drops come out of the gauge. Probably, it's being really generous to say we got a 1/10 of an inch. Like, just, you know, these hurricanes, they have that counterclockwise rotation, and so it's everybody, or all the area on that east side of it just gets pounded as that thing whips around. And we're on the extreme western edge of that system as it moved up. And it's like it's really going to pound Middle Tennessee, maybe East Tennessee, and of course, kind of northeast Mississippi. I guess most of Mississippi and then Alabama. But yeah, we were really hoping to get a significant rain, or even, you know, at one time they were calling for us to get flooding. We were under a flood watch. They were saying conditions were going to rapidly deteriorate today, and it was it's been cloudy all day, and it sprinkled a little off and on for about, I don't know, from maybe noon till 5 o'clock, but just never had any significant rain out of it. The little bit of rain we got was really light. And so I think there's a little chance through tonight and into tomorrow, but it's that they've dropped that percentage way down and calling for very little to come out of it. So I know those things are hard to predict in terms of which way they're going to turn, but sometimes you do just kind of chuckle at how bad wrong these forecasts can be. And I know they want us to err on the side of caution, you know, when it comes to flood warnings and stuff like that, but it was just, yeah, when you're really wanting some rain, it just makes it that much more depressing when it's like a darn near sure thing of not just rain, but significant rain, and then you get nothing. Okay, so the day of hauling has arrived, as you can probably already guess because the trailer's backed up here. They're caught. So for those of you that answered and hopefully commented below that he would stay caught until the morning when we loaded him, you were correct, which I guess we still have to get him on the trailer. I guess technically if in this process he should jump out or tear things up and get out, you would technically be correct, but hopefully, yeah, I might be counting my chickens before they hatch. But anyway, I'm gonna get them loaded. The trailer, if you watch back a few videos, maybe from a couple months ago, no longer going to be quite that clean, not until we pressure wash it out again, but it was bound to happen. We knew we were going to use it again. So, but I'm going to try to set the camera up because it's really hard for me to film and get them loaded without an extra set of hands. But I'm going to get it set up where we can get some action of that. Go in there. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. Go on, mama cow. Go on. Hey up, go on, boy. Go on, hey up, hey up, hey up, hey up, hey up. All right, go on, get on that trailer. Get on that trailer. Go on, get on the trailer. Get on. No. Are you kidding me? That was really dumb of me. All right. So I had an absolutely asinine, stupid rookie mistake. So I had this gate sitting here like this, thinking they would head straight on in there. Dude's smarter. He got lucky. He got his nose over here, pushed that open, it's gone. Just me being lazy to not have that chain back there. I've done it that way dozens of times and always gotten lucky or gotten away with it. Fortunately, he did not get out of the barn lot, so I think we'll have to go to the judges, but he's not gotten out technically yet. As we speak, he's going to go back in there because I just put some more feed. Of course, I had them caught originally before I had the trailer in here because, of course, that was a serious, you know, just red flag to them that, like, whoa, this ain't just a regular Wednesday morning feed. So let's see. Dude, turn around. Turn around. I'll call you bluff. Go on. No. Get in that pen. Get in the pen. You got feed in there. You've been eating in there for off and on for a couple of weeks. Now she'll just by some miracle follow him in there. Oh, thank you, sweet Lord Jesus. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. So redo. I'm gonna get these gates chained where he cannot do that again, not unless he breaks a chain, which I wouldn't put it past him either. and we'll try for loading them at round 2. Okay, so show you what we did. Just got a chain snap on there where that can't just be flipped open. Same thing over here. Of course, you may be asking yourself as you look at that, well, isn't that the same type chain and snap that's on the gate that he has broken multiple times? That would be correct. Difference here, he's gonna have to actually flip it this way if he just pushes it that way. Really worry more about this gate, because if they turn left and just start to push, that could be problematic. So hopefully they'll see the hole, just go right in. But we'll go attempt number 2. Fingers crossed. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. Go, keep going. Go on. Hey up, 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 hey up. Go on in there, go on in there. Okay, now we can do our touchdown dance. Now, I don't really have a touchdown dance, which is probably good for you guys. Not much of a dancer here. Woo, they are loaded. So we can officially declare whoever answered that we would not have to catch him again, or he would not escape the barn lot again, as the winners. Don't know what kind of prize you get. Maybe you should all treat yourself to a nice burger and milkshake. Eat beef and support our dairy farmer friends. We're gonna get this shut up and we're gonna get on the road, because it's already 8 o'clock and I thought we might be on the road by 7:30. I should point out, I'm not doing this hauling job solo today. Got my main man here to help me. He, I hate to talk about COVID and even bring that up, but it seems like we can't escape it. His classroom had a potential exposure. And so he spends the next at least week out of school if we get him a negative test, which again, I've mentioned it. My wife and I both had it about a month ago, so he's been exposed before, not too worried. We're gonna let him make this trip with us this morning, get these 2 hauled. Get some air conditioner going. So as the wild man and I are officially now eastbound and down, which I think somewhere in the fine print, it says that you cannot haul cattle without making a reference to Smoking the Bandit or eastbound and down. But in a rather shocking turn of events, it's raining, which I don't want to jinx it, but it would make sense that we missed the 80 and 90% chances of rain we had Monday and Tuesday, and then today when there's like a 10% chance, we're going to end up getting, again, I don't want to jinx us and make it quit, but end up getting more rain than we got on the 90% chance days. But anyway, we are very thankful for that. Maybe we'll get home and it'll be just flat out muddy. But headed up the road, got about an hour-and-a-half drive. He's got a snack in his hand, maybe he'll take a nap, but appreciate everybody watching. Got a little more dramatic and fun there at the end than we had planned on. I really wish, I'll get the camera set up here, drive with both hands, but I had another set of hands sometimes to film in those situations, because it just goes haywire. And what you didn't see off camera was that I had made some really lazy mistakes this morning. One, by not chaining that gate on the trailer where it would be secure, but also the gate to the barn lot was open. And so then he had to go into another pen, but that gate was also open. I had all the gates open where I could just drive right back out. I didn't stop to shut them after we backed the trailer in. And so that could have really been disastrous. Thankfully, they did not see the open gates. I was able to get them shut, and they're loaded, and it took a little longer than we expected, a little more dramatic, but the job appears to be pretty much done now. So, but anyway, again, appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe if you haven't. We really appreciate that. Give it a thumbs up. As always, remind you, eat beef and God bless. You say?
Eat beef, God bless.
There you go. All right, so we made it back home and didn't get a lot of rain, right at 2/10. You might could cheat and call it a 1/4 inch, but not bad for a totally unexpected rain shower this morning. We will take it.